Yep. So today we're going to discuss Jared Carthalion, or however you say it, true heir. When he enters, target opponent becomes the monarch, and then you can't become the monarch this turn. And then if damage will be dealt to Jared while you're the monarch, prevent that damage and put that many 1/1 counters on him. I've thought about making this commander before. Let us look at the deck list this person has. Um,
And so they went. What is in the forum? They mentioned they're trying to do two main things. One is Monarch, and then the other is playing with all of the damage redirecty type creatures. So classics being Brash Taunter and Stuffy Doll, and then suiting them up with things like Guilty Conscience or Pariah.
okay.
Uh, and biggest issue is bouncing between Monarch cards and the combo, or kind of the damage combo stuff, as well as the ramp and draw. Okay.
I'm going to put my headphones on and hope this doesn't mess everything up.
We will find out.
Okay. Try saying something.
This is me talking. But I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think we can probably. I really like playing the damage reflection stuff. So I think
Boros Reckoner and that enchantment.
Boros Reckoner, Spite
Pariah.
Mare, playing with. I think those cards are really really fun, and then I like playing the Monarch because that makes games very interactive. Like it's King of the Hill. Like there is your thing. You're fighting over a thing, and I think that's. I know it just makes Commander games really fun for me, and so I think probably what we want to do for this deck is really just focus it in more on thematically what it's trying to do, which I think is more about the damage redirection and reflecting, because I think I don't know, your commander has Monarch on it, so you don't really need any more than that, and any like additional Monarch support is just kind of bonus, whereas like you need card support to do the damage redirection thing.
Okay. I just adjusted some things, so I might have made my volume a little bit better. Yeah, I agree with that stuff. I really want to be able to see the chat, but whatever, screw it.
I
Um,
can monitor the chat. We will improve this process.
yeah, this will be the first try. So yeah, you said you like the damage redirection effects.
Yes, no, I think it's just fun. Like it's a unique effect to build around, and it's not a archetype I like stumble into particularly often.
Yeah, this is a commander I've thought about making many, many times. Um, that's kind of interesting. Kedis, that's really good for this.
Yeah. So I went through and kind of did a quick pass on making a bunch of cuts. They did have.
Hold on,
They
I
want
want
to
to look
keep.
at this really quick.
Yeah.
Second theme is Voltron Monarch. Deck synergy and eating his vegetables. The biggest issue is balancing between Monarch cards and still include the general basics like ramp, card draw, etc. Okay.
Yeah, and so I think when I was looking through the list, I want to de-emphasize a bit of the stuff that leans into Monarch, because your commander has Monarch, so you don't need a ton more to really leverage that, and so that it becomes kind of a rejiggering of making sure that you're playing kind of you're really leaning into the damage redirection type effects on creatures, and then adding enough support to be able to pull that off consistently. The other thing I did was the deck has a bunch of tutors, and I'm generally not. I am of two minds of tutors, and so I feel like opting to cut tutors to play more card draw and more effects of the Rash Taunter damage redirection is better than having tutors to find the few. And I think it leads to more interesting games.
Yeah, they mentioned hold on, I was just messaging. My mic is too quiet, but I've been trying to adjust it. Yeah, I want to check. They mentioned the combo cards. So, okay, never mind. Sounds like I fixed the sound. So, they mentioned the combo cards. I'm just wondering if the tutors are to get out some sort of combos, or like, do they have like an infinite combo in here, or do they, by combo, do they just mean getting things like Boros Reckoner and Blasphemous Act?
I think part of it is if you can get to a point where you have, a Boros Reckoner, and then say put Pariah onto it, you're able to redirect all damage that would hit you.
Yeah, I think that you're right. I think that's what they mean by combo, which makes sense. That's definitely a combo.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be...
So when I was looking at the list, I took out... The combo is good, but I think the creatures that redirect damage are already good on their own, and if you play them and you don't have the Pariah in your hand, you're not sad. And it really just becomes an effort of, like, they get better if you do happen to draw them. And so I would rather rely on more consistent card draw engines and increasing the number of creatures with the damage redirection effect over playing a bunch of tutors.
Okay, so like, what's one that you would...
So tutors, I think taking out all the enchantment-based tutors, so Moon-Blessed Cleric, Idyllic Tutor, Heliod's Pilgrim, Stoneherd Giant, I think is too slow.
Yeah, I used to love that card,
Sterling
so I hate
Grove.
seeing it go.
Sterling Grove, you're not on the enchantment thing, really. What else did I... Any other tutors? Fighter class, because you're not really on equipment, so it's just not... Like, I would just rather it be something else.
Yeah, well, I think this person is running quite a bit of these because, like, I mean, they do have, say, like 8 pieces of equipment here, and there's specific ones they're trying to get, right?
Yeah, and I think getting... You're really hunting for Blazing Sunsteel, Fiend Lash, or Pariah's Shield, which all synergize really well with your damage redirecting creatures.
Right.
I guess we could keep... I mean, that's why I kept, like... I think I kept the best tutor, like, or things that are, like, particularly useful. So, like, I like Stoneforge Mystic because it is both a creature and a tutor. And I guess, like, by that logic, we could also keep the Moon-Blessed Cleric. I just don't like that it goes to the top of your deck. So I guess maybe we keep the Heliod's Pilgrim in then?
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth having some tutors. I mean, the first one that comes to mind, does this player have a budget?
They
100.
said up to 500. Like the deck should be $500 at
I
most.
know it costs us a card, but I would definitely put in something like Enlightened Tutor that can get you the artifacts or enchantments.
Yeah, I think Enlightened Tutor would be good here. I would definitely cut things. Like, I don't think this deck is in a high enough bracket to warrant something like Gamble.
Yeah, that
This
is not one
to
of
me
my.
is like the three, maybe 3.5 bracket where it is more trying to do a fun thing and do it well, but not really the I'm trying to be bracket 4, edging into bracket 5. Like, I don't think this strategy is like very conducive to that.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm actually now seeing there's a lot of tutors in here. I wonder what
There are a lot of
Eldorami's going.
tutors.
Boros Reckoner. Yeah, I think Enlightened
I
Tutor is a
also think
great
there's a
one.
bunch of creatures that should be cut too.
Yeah, let's go through some of those. I like Atlan Jackal.
I I guess
If
I cut that out because I want to fill the deck with creatures that redirect damage, and I have 11 of them that are that can be added that are good here.
okay,
So I think like Bronzehide Lion is like not very good anymore. Same with Bright Glass Gearhulk. You're not really tutoring for anything because it tutors for 1 drops.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool that it dies and it comes back. Is the idea? I'm just trying to understand this person's deck before I go straight
Well,
to.
so like the big thing is you want to make your creatures that have damage redirection have indestructible, so that then you can cast um, things
Mhm.
like Blasphemous Act or Chain Reaction that do a bunch of damage, and then you're redirecting all that damage. I just think the Bronzehide Lion to me is a bit too optimistic because it's you have to have a damage redirection creature in play, the Bronzehide Lion, and then the Bronzehide Lion has to be the only creature that dies so that you can return it, and then you have to start paying mana to make it
Yeah,
indestructible.
that's true.
So it's
This
just
is
like
the
that's a
kind
little
of
bit
command.
too best
Yeah,
case scenario.
yeah. This commander lends itself to having like multiple pieces needing to come together like that, but it would be better to simplify things
Yeah.
and not need that best case scenario plus a bunch of tutors to support it. So I think that's where we want to go with the deck is like streamline it and make it so the tutors aren't so necessary and you're not dependent on the best case scenario.
Yeah. So that's why I cut the Adelan Jackal, Bright Glass
Yeah.
Gearhulk, Bronze Hide Lion,
Yep.
uh, Dryad Sophisticate,
Yeah, it feels a little weak.
Loyal Apprentice, Moonblessed Cleric, Scrapyard Recombinator, Stone Hero Giant, and Tinderwall. Oh, and Tower Winder.
Tinderwall.
Tinderwall is a great mana source for very high powered decks.
Yeah.
Or decks that are on the defender thing.
You don't like Tower Winder?
It's fine. We can keep it.
I guess it doesn't really have much to do with the deck, though.
Yeah, and I mean, sure, finding your command tower always it's the best land, so it's always useful. But
And it's Reach Death Touch. But yeah, let's drop it because let's try and keep focused on things like Stuffy Doll that are going to redirect that damage.
yes, because I think, yeah, I am big on the damage reductors, and I can have a list of ones if we want to go and just add all those in.
Yeah, let's just start adding them.
So there's Donna Noble.
Donna Noble, like that.
Yep, from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Ill-Tempered Loner, which introduces Daybound Nightbound, which is like annoying, but it's a good card. Screaming Nemesis. Spiteful Sliver. True Fire Captain. Wrathful Raptors. Wrathful Red Dragon. And Pain for All.
Pain for All?
Yes. It's an enchantment that adds this effect to a creature.
We also want Repercussion in here.
Yes, I also had that.
If I can spell Reper.
Yep.
I'm just like Huevos trying to spell Cholula.
There were 3 other cards that I thought were like very high synergy that were worth adding. Ember Wild Captain, which is another piece of Monarch support.
That's a good one.
Selfless Squire, because it is also on the damage prevention type thing that Jared is on.
I love Selfless Squire. Ugh.
And then Weta Trainer Prodigy. Which will trigger the damage redirection effects a second time, and then you can also induce your creatures to fight things, so you can get your Jared or your Boris Reckoner to fight another creature, which will deal damage to it, which will then get redirected to someone else.
Does he have a triggered ability or a replacement effect? I think this is a replacement. It's a replacement effect, so it won't work with her ability.
But it would with Stuffy Doll and the like.
That's true. It will work with some of these other things like Spiteful Mare and Stuffy Doll, but yeah, it won't work with Jared.
Yeah,
which is fine. I would put in Sad Robot because this person did mention need more draw and ramp, and then it's fine when you kill your own Sad Robot.
Well, Solemn Simulacrum is interesting. I find I don't always want to run it in if I have access to green. Is the thing.
Yeah, that is true, but I mean also it's 4 mana, comes out right after the command, and then it if you kill it, you draw a card.
Yeah. Okay. Some other cuts. I wanted to remove a lot of the Monarch enchantments because I think they are on theme if you really want to lean into the Monarch, but I think that right now the deck is trying to do too much, and I think it should be lean into just the damage redirection, and then you're playing with Jared, and so you make someone the Monarch, and now Monarch is introduced to the game anyways, and then you go take it instead of, and like we play a few Monarch pieces that are immediately good, and I would say Ember Wild Captain, maybe Archon of Coronation, which is the angel that does Monarch, that stops you from taking damage, but not necessarily playing these kind of very good, but they are very slow, and they also require you keeping the Monarch, which is, I think this deck could go one of two ways. It's either you really lead into the damage redirection thing, or you really lead into the Monarch.
Yeah, and I think you're right that like
more interesting.
And the player for the main theme they said is the damage redirection, and the second theme is Voltron and Monarch. So I think they'll be okay with us cutting some of these cards.
Yeah, they're very cool, but I think they're just not what the deck needs to be doing.
Like I've definitely cut Court of Grace.
I'd cut all 3 of them.
Yeah, that's true. Court of Embereth is not exactly relevant because we're not going like that token generation strategy. And Court of Bounty is a card I want to make it work, but it's not
It's
that
more
good.
about Court of Bounty. You need to be on the big creature. You're cheating stuff into play, and this isn't about cheating creatures. Really.
Yeah, putting these low mana value creatures into play for free is not that value of a play.
So I also had a few other cuts. I'm not big on Sterling Grove.
Right, you mentioned that before. Yeah, we don't have that many enchantments, so we'll cut Sterling Grove.
And same with fighter class, because I think if I would rather it just be in a I think we added in lane tutor, and that's just the better version. And maybe we keep.
And these classes are too much mana, in my view. Like, they seem sweet, but unless you're going in on equipment, it's not something I would want to run.
Yeah,
because like you don't want to pay 3 to get to level 2 to get that 2 mana reduction, because like really you need to use it at least twice to be mana positive. So like, and given how many equipments are here, you'll probably only use it once. So
yeah, so I think, or like Steel Shaper's Gift is at least like very cost effective. So it's like, okay, we can keep that one there, but I would ditch Open the Armory. Like, you don't need to run
or equipment versus Steel Shapers.
I mean, so we could keep Open the Armory and drop Steel Shaper's Gift, because at least it grabs.
Yeah, I'd keep Open the Armory, so you know, because if you have Open the Armory and either Sad Robot or Pariah, can this one get either? Oh no, it's equipment or aura. So it's not, but still, if you have Stuffy Doll and Open the Armory, you can.
But then you could also get Pariah's Shield. So that's.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, do we need that much redundancy?
I think having a lot of the effects are good. So, but that's me. Like, I prefer to rely on duplicative copies of an effect with more draw than running tutors, because I think that leads to your games being varied, whereas tutors push your deck into kind of operating the same way each time.
Yeah, let's cut Open the Armory. Yeah, I mean, also it's like when you have redundancy, you don't need that many tutors per se.
So I would get rid of the Idyllic Tutor. El Adamri's Call. An instance.
Yeah.
I'd also get rid of. There's some recursion elements in this deck, and I think instead of trying to recur stuff, opt for. Like, I think this deck should definitely run Balaged Recovery, because that's the land MDFC piece of recovery, but I wouldn't run a card like Reclaim that only does like returning a card and putting it back on the top of your deck.
Where's Reclaim at? Is that a sorcery?
It's the instant.
Yeah. That's more going all in on the combo and being able to like get the combo piece back, but I don't think we need that.
I would also pitch Signal the Clans, which is a cool tutor. But I think we have a lot more creature redundancy right now. So I would rather focus on card draw.
Yeah, I'd always rather run more of, and just draw into these things.
Yeah, ditching Peerless Recycling, which is a cool card. I really like it. I think the deck, or this list right now, is also running a bit too much interaction, which is weird to say. But it's specifically running interaction like Dire Strain Rampage.
Dire Strain. Where is it at? Oh.
It's a sorcery. Which I really like this effect, and you can use it to blow up one of your lands to then get 2 lands, so you can kind of use it to ramp. So it is flexible. It's just, I don't know. Like, maybe we keep it because it's like cultivate number 3 or 4, but like, do you really need 4 cultivates?
And I don't even know how I feel about things like cultivate in a deck where the commander is 3 mana. It's not my favorite thing.
I would. What else is...
Like, I'd rather plan on casting Jared turn 3 and then cast a 4 mana ramp spell turn 4.
Yeah.
Like Tempt with Discovery.
I would also, yeah, this should definitely run Tempt with Discovery. I would also cut the Brotherhood Regalia, which is an artifact.
Yeah.
Because I think you're less concerned about trying to sneak your big Jared in, and you just kind of swing in with big Jared, and they either block or they lose.
Yeah, it's also a way to try to get the Monarch back, but that's not the most important thing.
Let's see.
What's the 4 mana get 2 force into play?
Sky Cloud.
Claim.
Yeah.
Sky. How do we spell that? We didn't just make that up, right?
Sky Shroud claim?
Oh, no, Sky Shroud. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I'd rather have those effects than cultivate. Do we have Kadama's Reach in here? Yeah, I'd rather plan on Jared on turn 4 and cast Jared on turn 3 and then turn 4 cast a 4 mana ramp spell. I think it's going to be better for this deck. I don't think we need Wear Down either.
Yeah. I think it's a very fun card in Commander because you often blow up 2 things that the problem player has, and you give 1 card to the person who's lagging, which I think is fun. But I think it's also fine to cut because you're also running Hull Breach, which is also a 2-for-1.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as interaction in general goes, since this is going to have so many ways, my priority would be like Swords to Plowshares and Path to Exile and things that get rid of like indestructible creatures.
Yeah.
So let's drop this Wear Down.
Because I think part of the problem, I think this deck needs to be running a lot more 2 mana ramp, 2 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd run Explore. I like that one.
Explore is pretty good, but I would also consider adding in Arcane Signet, which is a bit lame, but it's not running Arcane Signet, and maybe a Signet or a Talisman for each color pair. Honestly.
Yeah, that's true. You could run all of those. And we could also do, let's see, we have Farseek, Nature's Lore, and 3 visits. So we got the 3. Yeah, what are the Gruul Signet? Like those ones you mean?
It's a toss-up. Do you want Signets or Talismans? I guess it's probably better to do Signets in this deck. Although, no, I mean, some of these creatures are pretty mana intensive, so...
Is it called Gruul Talisman? What's it called? What's the talisman for Gruul colors called?
It's Conviction, Impulse, and Unity, those 3. I think I might do talismans.
Yeah, are there any combos with the talismans dealing damage to you and any of the other cards in this deck? There
Yes,
must be. So that's why we want the talismans over the...
because you can use Pariah to bounce it at someone else, which is funny.
Yeah, it's only 1 damage, but it's funny to do stuff like that. Talisman. Do we want Impulse and Unity for this deck? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I would run all
Those
3.
Does it just automatically give me the 3 correct ones? That's cool.
Well, it only shows you cards that are within your color pair or your colors.
Yeah, that's neat. Then the Commander color identity.
I would be tempted to run Soul Ring, but maybe this person intentionally doesn't want to run Soul Ring.
Yeah, maybe because the Commander's 3 mana or something, or 1 of each color. So, but I would still run it, but maybe they just don't want to.
I know a lot of people are anti Arcane Signet and Soul Ring, and I think that's perfectly fair stance to take.
Let's see. They didn't mention anything.
It's good. I think it'll help with the ramp package.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of colorless or generic mana costs here, so it would be perfectly valid. Let's just add it in. They can, if they don't like it, they can not include it. We got Soul Rings. And what else do we need?
I know we added it, but I would actually take out the Sky Shroud Claim now, just because we're playing so much more 2 mana ramp.
Valid.
But I think Template Discovery is very good. Like, I think it's a underplayed card in this bracket 3 zone.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I think the other thing we need to address is that there is like no card draw right now.
Yeah, that was one of the big things this person was asking for. I mean, my first thought is Harmonize because it's 4 mana. I know you're not as big of a fan of the card as I am.
I think that there are better ways to draw cards with these colors instead of Harmonize.
Great Henge might be viable here.
I
mean, they don't. None of these things are.
We have already like surpassed like the amount of money they want to spend. So
oh, really? Okay. Well, Harmonize is good then because 50 cents.
Yeah. I'm just looking right now. And Great Henge would be really, but Great Henge is like $85. Probably not Great Henge.
It's not super strong in this deck either, because unless Jared's buffed, you're going to be paying quite a bit of mana for it typically.
And do we think that we will be able to consistently draw cards with things like Garruk's Uprising, Colossal Majesty?
Is Garruk's Uprising 4?
Yeah, they're both 4 or greater. Probably not.
What's the one that ETBs and draws you a card? Oh, it's this one.
We probably need...
No, there's almost no 4 power ones here, so...
Yeah. I think Impulse Draw is probably our best bet for these colors. Oh, and some of the weird white draw. Hold on, let me look at... well, let's look at Impulse Draw first.
I'm going to go to EDH Rec. Hopefully there's no weird ads for boner pills or something like last time.
That's always nice.
Yeah. Okay. There's baby ads.
Trying to think. What
Terra Symbiosis. Can we make that work in this deck?
No, I don't think so.
Whenever you put one over one, you may draw that many cards.
I think what is more likely to work here with these creature types is to go in on small creature drop, the small creature drop package. So doing Welcoming Vampire and what are some of the other ones? It's like, what is it
Oh,
called?
we talked about Archon of Coronation, right?
Well, maybe not Archon. I think I would rather add smaller things because, like, I think Tokasha's Welcome.
Well,
Well,
but we
maybe
talked
that's
about
not the
adding
word.
this previously, right?
Yeah,
And it would,
that one's
it does ETB give you the Monarch, which is a card that turn.
yeah. But I think Enduring Innocence and Welcoming Vampire would be good. They're also creatures because I think right now we're at 20-ish creatures, and
Yeah,
I
Enduring
prefer it to
Innocence.
be a little bit higher.
Yeah, Enduring Innocence. And that's great too with the resurrection ability.
Welcoming Vampire. I would actually go back in and drop the Hull Breach and swap it in for Lauren of the Third Path.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's kind of more, a card like Lauren is more in theme with something like Monarch because it's a little bit group huggy, and Lauren is gonna help someone else get a card and you get a card. Yeah, I like that better.
Okay. Other card.
Oh, do we want to put Steve in there?
We can. Yeah. I think if we did, we're at a lot of 2-drop mana, but I think Steve is maybe cutting Explore for Steve.
Yeah, Explore might not work out always with this deck because of the not super high land count.
I think things like, oh, is Jared a human?
Yeah, I think so.
I was going to say Return of the Wild Speaker would be pretty good.
Oh, there's always Esper Sentinel.
Cost, though.
Oh, wow, $50. How about Mangara? Yeah. $150.
Mangara is pretty good. Well, let's see. I think Impulse Draw, though. Haven't really added any of that in. Wow. Valakut Awakening is $15 now.
That's crazy.
I think, Reforge the Soul is a good... do you not like Reforge the Soul?
Partially because I miss the miracle part. Like, I like it when I tutor for it to the top of the deck and I know I need to plan for the miracle, but yeah, maybe this player pays better attention than me.
I think Tome of Legends is pretty good because I think Jared is going to be attacking.
Yeah, I like this. I like Tome of Legends.
I really like Valakut Exploration. I think that's a solid piece of draw. And if you don't play the cards, then you start doing damage to everyone. I think it does everything you want to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
That might be enough. Alternatively, Horn of the Mark. Great card. Very cheap, too.
Oh, Huevos suggested Big Score.
We could do kind of the discard to draw package.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind What's the 1 mana one with Faithless Looting? I like that one a lot.
That's not card positive though. That's just card filtering.
Isn't it once you flash it back? Or no, because it's
No.
right, because you discard and
Draw two. You would want to run stuff like oh, we could do Thrill of Possibility, uh, Demand Answers if we want the 2-drop ones.
yeah, I mean this technically isn't positive either, right? It's just neutral.
It is a neutral, yes, but Faithless Looting is negative.
Yeah, Faithless Looting's negative.
So, I mean, most of the discard to draw is.
Oh, I don't think you like
neutral.
Rishkar's expertise as much as I do.
Oh, I like Rishkar's expertise. Our biggest creature by default, I think, is like a 4. And
there's a couple 5s and a 4.
I guess I like Rishkar's expertise when I am consistently playing creatures that are at least 5, like where a lot of creatures are consistently big when you play them immediately. Because I think hoping that your Jared is big to get a big Rishkar's expertise is a little too best case scenario, in that like everything needs to be going right. So you're already doing pretty well if your Jared's a 10-10.
Okay, so I guess we're assuming we're not gonna assume that Jared's gonna be big. There's a possibility that he won't. In which case, yeah, you might only get 3 cards for 6 mana.
Which is
Should Chandra's Ignition be in this deck? I was thinking about that earlier.
I think Chandra's. I think target creature you control. I would rather play. Solar Storm, or it's called Solar Blaze. Each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power, which for a lot of it's a board wipe that won't always board wipe yours. Like it won't always be symmetrical.
I guess with Chandra's Ignition, I was thinking that with all the reflection effects, because it's like with that one with Brash Tanner, okay, Brash Tanner takes 1 and you deal 1 damage to someone. But with like Chandra's Ignition, if you
does like Solar Blaze, it's each creature deals damage to itself, so all your opponent's creatures will deal.
Yeah, I understand the board wipe aspect, but I was thinking about like doing damage off the reflection effects.
That's true.
But really, I guess we need to prioritize. Oh, Disrupt Decorum could be good. That guy's just kind of always good.
Yes. Because we're in the colors, I think Taunt from the Rampart is excellent.
Oh, what's... Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Taunt from there. Go to...
But I think we still need to make some cuts, and our budget's getting pretty high. So one thing I'd like to cut is Sunforger. I don't think we need the we're not playing enough sorceries that we need to go fetch.
Yeah, well, they're instants, but yeah, I think this is the kind of deck it's trying to set up too many moving pieces. And like, yeah, we don't really want to like tutor up Sunforger and equip Sunforger and then have it just to get a couple of these things. Like we want to, as we mentioned, streamline things.
Yeah, so I think it's relying on consistent card draw. I'm wondering, maybe we should put Visions of Phyrexia in, which is like a slower draw engine. Or no, not maybe instead of that it would be Charred Foyer.
Um, Charred Foy. Yay. Okay, exile the top. Oh yeah, that one's decent.
So just more consistent turn to turn card draw, I think, would be helpful.
Yeah, just something to help make sure you get like a land out every turn and stuff.
And I think if budget were no option, then I think then we could start adding a lot of very cost-effective draw things like Esper Sentinel. This deck would probably really benefit from running a lot of the game changers in green, white, and red.
Yeah, I mean most decks benefit from game changers, but yeah, this deck would especially. I think we should get rid of Darksteel Plate. Wow, that's still $10.
I think yes, we should get rid of Darksteel Plate, but I would actually swap it for either Shielded by Faith or Timely Ward, because I think part of the strategy is to make your damage redirectors have indestructible, because that's why it's running Shield of the Oversoul, which is an enchantment.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we can save some money by cutting the Darksteel and then swapping in these cheaper enchantment versions.
What was the other one you said besides Shielded by Faith?
Timely Ward. Oh, that one's kind of expensive. Didn't think that.
Timely Ward? It says $229.
Oh, yeah, I know, but we're trying to lower the price.
Is that this good? Timely Ward has flash if it targets command. Otherwise, this is a 3-mana indestructible effect.
I mean, so is Shield of the Oversoul and Shielded by Faith. But maybe, okay, let's cut the Timely Ward. Maybe we only need 2 ways, really, because we also are running Hammer of Nizan.
What's that green enchantment that, like, makes the creature come back from the graveyard and also untaps your lands when you attack?
Oh, Bear Umbra?
Yeah, we want something like that. Ooh, $14. Yeah, it gives it totem armor.
I mean, we can. And I wouldn't at this point, but that is me. But let's see. I think there are some other cards to cut. I would be tempted to cut Arc Bond.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one too.
Because we added so many creatures that have the redirection, I don't think it is necessary now.
Yeah, and it's also whenever this creature is dealt damage, it's. I don't think we're gonna get that much value out of a one-off effect like that.
It's cool that you can choose a creature that's really big on an opponent's board. So you could I'll target someone's Emrakul and deal 15 to each player and each other creature.
It deals the damage that it takes.
Oh, it's whenever it's dealt. Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's very narrow, so it's like you have to plan on a creature taking a bunch of damage and.
I like Gideon's Sacrifice because it is it's a 2-piece Palm of Deflection. Actually, this deck should be running Palm of Deflection.
That card, I do love that card, but I actually think it's often kind of weak because it's only like the next single source.
Yeah, maybe not. I think Gideon's Sacrifice is much better because it does all damage dealt this turn, I believe.
Yeah. And then you can do that against a stuffy doll or something and kill an opponent.
I mean, any of the damage redirectors. I mean, Stuffy Doll just has Indestructible, which is nice, but...
Yeah, that's just the first one I
you...
mentioned because I used to love this card. I used to do the Stuffy Doll Pariah combo. Or no, is it the Stuffing Doll? Which one is it? Is it Stuffy Doll Pariah that... Or Guilty Conscience.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever enchanted creature deals damage... Oh yeah, that's the combo with Stuffy Doll.
Yeah. So we need to cut 5 cards. Oh, drop a gamble. That's
right, yeah, we talked about that.
I know we added it, but I think removing Taunt from the Rampart is necessary, given it's a cut and it costs $5.
Yeah, and this would be more like these mass goat effects are always good, but also this would be better if the player wanted to go more into the Monarch theme. Like you could go Monarch Goad and run all this and all these goat effects. Is Fiend Lash worth it? +2 +0 each.
Okay, let's see. What is Fiend Lash again? I mean, it is adding the redirect effect, but given that we've added a lot of creatures that have that effect, having equipment is probably not necessary.
Well, also, if you read it says it deals damage equal to its power to target player or planeswalker.
Oh, no, I would cut that.
Yeah, so I mean, really, the best target for it in theory would be Jared, assuming you're not the Monarch and damage to him skiing prevent. Like if you had a huge Jared, Fiend Lash.
Yeah, I thought it was equivalent to Blazing Sunsteel.
No,
but it is not.
It's cool art. I like that.
What else do we have here? Maybe getting rid of the Bear Umbra.
Let's ask the chat. The Bear Umbra. That's true. It is $14.
And we could probably cut the Stoneforge Mystic, which saves a fair amount of money. I mean, it's a good creature. But these equipment are good, but I don't think they are so good that they need to be tutored.
I don't know if this... I'm trying to keep the deck cost. I wonder if this player owns any of these cards. They might not, so... I mean, I think I'd rather drop Heliod's Pilgrim than Stoneforge Mystic. I guess not for price-wise.
I was thinking price. I mean, I would also drop Heliod's Pilgrim because I think I would rather run any other creature really, because I think the redirect damage creatures are good, and then the enchantments and artifacts are bonuses when it works out. But I think it's still pretty nuts to, cast Blasphemous Act or Chain Reaction when all you have is a Spiteful Sliver out in play because it's going to do a bunch of damage.
Yeah, the awesome kind of Blasphemous Act repercussion. That can just end the game on turn 4. Because it's 13 damage per creature a person has. So now we're down 1 card. I'm still a little worried. 1, that this deck isn't going to work, and 2, it doesn't have enough card draw /ramp. I don't know how to fix that.
I mean, I think we've added a lot of ramp. We added the artifact ramp package, so talismans, arcane signets, soul ring, and tightened it so that it's only 2-drop ramp. So I think that really helped. And then we did add a fair amount of draw. I mean, arguably we could add more, but that's where it's hard because, like, I would totally run Great Henge, but they're like these very expensive cards.
Yeah. Oh man, something like Entangler would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, or I don't know, Saving Grace. Just play Saving Grace. That card's cool.
I think that's in the deck already.
I don't.
It is.
Okay. But we also added a bunch of impulse draw. So I think that Pyrohemia. Add Pyrohemia. It's so good in this style.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's expensive now, but
Never mind.
all right. Well, whatever. We added. I mean, we're at 530, and I don't know. Maybe this person already has lands.
We could talk about some of the lands. Like I don't think the deck needs Heliod's Generosity.
No.
It would be better to have another basic, whether that's a mountain or a forest.
Probably forest.
Axe Guard. I'm not a big fan of Axe Guard, just because it enters tapped. Late game, it's kind of fun. Your land does turn into a tutor.
We don't have too many enter tapped lands in this deck, so I think we'll actually be okay. More I was concerned about this colorless one, Throne of the High City. I don't think I want to sacrifice a land to become the monarch.
No, I would rather, like, Rogue's Passage does the same thing. You just attack the person with the...
And you don't sack your own land. So let's add another forest. 39 lands. Okay, so that's 40 cards now with 39 lands. Should we playtest this?
Yeah, I think that's all that remains.
All right, fingers crossed. All right, this is a reasonable start. I think we played this reversed.
Yeah.
Next turn. And then we'll play this. Do we want Talisman or Steve? I think Steve, since we don't need the mana this turn.
Yeah.
View library. Forest. We'll go to the next turn. Spectator seeding. Yeah, a lot of these lands come into play. Untapped. Do we do Talisman and Jared?
Yeah, Talisman and Jared seems... Yeah. It's like, alternatively, you could play Boros Reckoner. Also fine.
Yeah.
And this hand seems like you would be doing exactly what you want. You're just playing stuff out, ramping. And at some point, if you're really stuck, you just reforge the soul and start again.
Yeah, I'd probably do like play that, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play the Boros Reckoner. Go to the next turn, and then maybe that, and maybe reforge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now what do we have? We have Repercussion, Guilty Conscience, Pariah.
Oh, I mean, Repercussions is pretty good. I think the only thing I'm concerned about right now is we've seen a lot of cards and we haven't seen any type of damage wrath effect. And I think the deck really wants those.
Let's see, I think we'd sell mana Arcane Signet and cast Thrill. And we'll discard this Forest. And then we'll go to next turn and we'll draw. Yeah, so this hand we didn't have, like if we had a Blasphemous Act or something, we'd be doing really well. Let's restart. So this one has Chain Reaction and Roll.
We have too much Wrath. I mean, that's the...
This is good though, because I think this is what we want. Boom. We play Talisman, draw, Forest. Depending on the play group, I would tempt. And if enough people say yes, we could just get basics or untap lands and then put Jared into play.
Yeah, I guess I feel like you will either get 1 land or you'll get 4 land.
Yeah, and then I mean eventually we chain reaction like the next turn, which can make Jared huge and probably wipe the board, and then we have another board wipe moving forward. So this feels really good. I think this is what this deck wants. It almost makes me want to add like Inferno or something. This hand would not be keepable, so we'd do a free mulligan.
I like this hand.
That's okay.
I mean, it has a draw engine. I really like Screaming Nemesis.
Do we want Enlightened Tutor for anything right now?
I guess to be mana efficient, we would. I don't really know what I would get.
Pyrohemia?
And Pyremia might not be right for this deck, even though I really like it. You need a lot of red sources to make it effective. So maybe that is a change that we should undo at some point.
Steve. Yeah, I was a little skeptical of it, and no,
I keep on forgetting it's a 3-color deck. I am the slower player, so I would have run out Valakut, triggered it with the Forest, exile.
Oh, right. Card. Yeah, no, yeah, that should have happened. No, you're right. Boom.
So then that'll deal everyone 1 damage, which is fine.
Next turn.
And then...
Boom. That's going to end up dealing 1 damage, and then we can...
Yeah, then you could run out Jared or run out Enduring Innocence.
Yeah, we can do, if people are attacking us, we do Jared and put Guilty Conscience on him.
Whenever enchanted creature deals damage.
Oh, no, that doesn't protect us.
No.
Yeah.
But if you put it on Screaming Nemesis, that would be good. I think.
Yeah, let me think through this. Screaming Nemesis. It deals that much damage to any other target.
And then it removes people's ability to gain life. I mean, it is funny.
I guess this is something we can put on someone else's commander or something, so it dies potentially. Oh, there's Pyrohemia. I don't know if this deck is working. Let me restart. Chain Reaction. Chain Reaction is definitely something I want to see. We got ramp. We got card draw.
No red.
Actually, I should have started with Axard Armory. Oh, this is not ramp. I mistook this for a 2-mana rock.
Nope, it's draw. No red sources.
Welcoming. I messed that up big time.
Yeah.
Yep, I messed that up. This I
This
would
one's
mulligan.
yeah. There's only one land.
Yeah, this is keepable. Very keepable.
Yeah, it has all the sources, but it is.
Is there a triumph in here? No. What's a shock land? Les. Nope. Boros. Nope. Oh, Temple Garden. That's what it's called. Next turn draw. Yeah, this would probably be Command Tower Tempt for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Pyrrhemia is not working. It seems like we want more. It seems like we always want one of those mass damage effects in our opening hand.
So you want to add in things that prevent or that deal more damage wrath effects.
That's what it felt like.
Alternatively, we could just add more fight effects.
Yeah, we have Kalani Ambush in here already, right?
I think it's an instant.
Instant. Oh, we don't. I guess the problem with the fight effects is we still have to get the Monarch so Jared doesn't die.
I suppose.
So.
Oh, well. Sorry. You should maybe add in if you scroll back down. Just random card that I think is cool. It's that worm. Scroll down a bit more. It's like Grolnak the.
Oh, Grothama, all devouring.
Yes. I think it's very cool with your damage redirectors.
How does that
Turns
work?
them into card draw.
Oh.
So they would
redirect
attack.
all the damage to it.
Yeah. Well, you would have your damage redirector fight it, and then you could redirect the damage to either Grothama or to another player.
Is that feasible? I mean, if we're gonna deal 8.
Oh, it has to leave play? Oh.
Yeah, it has to leave the battlefield. It's not just when it takes damage, so.
Oh. I should learn how to read. That's what I should do.
It's hard. These ones are breaking my brain a little bit too.
Ooh, Toski would be good in this deck.
Yeah, Toski is a good card.
Indestructible and draws you cards.
Yeah, let's add Toski and drop the Pyrrhemia.
You wanted adding the Kalni Ambush.
Yeah.
Drop a forest for that.
Kalni, is that how I spell it? It's a miracle I could spell that. Yeah, let's drop a forest.
I would be tempted to cut the Steel Shaper's Gift. Yeah, Steel Shaper's Gift, and I would love. There must be some creatures out there that deal damage to everything. So let me look to see if I can find some, because I think that's. I want more creatures. I like creatures.
Protector of the Crown probably has some combos, right?
I mean, if you slap it with the Soul Forger, that the sword, it's quite good.
The sword.
A Blazing Sunsteel.
Oh, and Pain for All would be good on it.
Mm-hmm.
This deck is really hard.
Well, it's just trying to do a lot.
Yeah, I feel like it's endemic to the commander. Oh, maybe we should add Solar Blaze. We talked about that.
I like Solar Blaze as just another do damage to everything.
Yeah, we did find
I think so.
Oh.
Like I kind of want to get. I would like to replace Star Extinction with a cheaper thing.
Yeah, it's too bad because Star of Extinction's awesome.
It is.
Okay. But it's kind of overkill. Yeah, let's drop Star of Extinction.
I mean, it's goofy, but I really like the Dawnsire in this.
Which one's Dawnsire?
That's the spacecraft that if you get it to 10 station, it deals 100 damage to target creature or planeswalker when you attack. So then you can do 100 damage to your Screaming Nemesis, and then you blast someone in the face for 100.
Oh, I see. That takes a lot of build-up, though, right? I mean, we have to tap 10 creatures to get it.
And it's 10 power worth of creatures.
Right.
It takes a lot. I'm not saying it's...
This feels like the other issue of it, like too many moving parts, I guess, to me.
Yeah.
Domri is a repeatable fight effect.
Yeah. And it's a mana dork, essentially. It does come in at 3 mana, which it's close to your commander, but that's fine. Maybe we just need to try playtesting it another few times.
Yeah, it might just take us a bit to get... Definitely Clarion could be interesting.
I like both modes.
Yeah, that's a card I used to love in my Gates deck in Standard or something on Arena. Okay, let's try this and see how this goes. So we've got 2 lands and a Talisman. We got
And
Valakut.
2 draw engines. I would keep this hand.
Yeah, I would like to see one of these lands enters untapped, right?
It's the red one, enters untapped.
Okay. Play that. Nice, and a 3rd land. We'll do that into the Talisman.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. And then we'll do first.
Yeah, we'll do Valakut into the Plains to exile top card. I'll go to graveyard and hit everyone for 1. Next turn, draw.
Ugh, annoying. I would run out the Charred Foyer.
Yeah, we can play the Charred Foyer. Go to the next turn, upkeep. This gets exiled, and then we draw. We could play Steve and then sack him.
Which will then trigger the Valakut.
Yeah. Boom.
And hopefully we hit the land draw. Hey, we do.
Boom. And then that triggers Valakut again. And then we do have 2 mana to cast Tome of Legends.
We wouldn't. We wouldn't have the Tome of Legends mana.
We wouldn't?
Because Steve puts the mountain to play.
Oh, into tap. Let's see. We only played Steve. That was 2, right?
Oh yes. Yeah, you're right.
And then 1, 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So we would have been fine. Okay. I think I just drew for the next turn.
This is now we have mana and we can kind of do the stuff. Oh, you forgot to exile a card for the Charred Foyer.
Right. Yeah, this would be one of those things like I might try to set myself up to do like Earthquake or something, or Starstorm.
Yeah, at this point, I think it would be run a land out, play Earthquake, wipe the board, and then because you haven't played any creatures, you've only been building your board, and then the next turn, because you have a full grip, you should be able to.
Yeah, and the next turn we like play these guys and get Jared, and then we get the Monarch, and then we do the other Wrath effect, and that should be.
We wouldn't get the Monarch that turn, but yes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, in the following turn, then we swing against a board that probably someone doesn't have a creature or something, and then, yeah, so that seemed like a good start. This one, 1, 2, 3. It's got 3 lands, Enduring Innocence. It's got Earthquake.
Enduring Innocence. We're not going to be able to play it though.
Yeah, and then we don't have any creatures. Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, this is better.
Yes.
So we'll draw Stomping Ground tapped, draw Mountain, Talisman of Impulse, draw Plains. I'd probably put Toski into play, so next turn can swing and probably draw a card.
I would run out Jared. Would be my inkling, because then the following turn you can play Toski. And
that's valid. So play Jared, next turn draw.
And now you might be able to steal back the Monarch. Boom. And get a Toski trigger.
Yeah, which could be really sweet. And then we turn over. Then we go the next turn. This seems like a fine start as well. Like we can probably cast this to make sure we get through with these 2 and get some more card draw. We got Lauren. We can hit probably an important enchantment or artifact.
We could also play the Stormwild and then do Solar Blaze, which is pretty fun.
Well, that's only 1 for Stormwild though.
Yeah. But it's a start.
It's yeah. Yeah, and also, I mean, if we have Monarch, then Jared becomes 6 off of that.
Mhm.
So this feels like a good start to me too. Let's try a new hand. Talisman, ramp.
This one is a kind of risk. Well, it's a slow hand. It just has no ramp, or it does have
Well,
ramp.
it's
It
got
doesn't have
ramp,
draw,
but it doesn't have draw. I think
which is
I'd be
fine.
worried about getting a worse hand by mulliganing it. Oh, and Blasphemous Act. There we go. That's nice to see. Plains, Talisman, draw. I might Nature's Lore into a Steve. Yeah,
Yeah,
Nature's Lore and Steve.
because hopefully you can get to a point where you can have enough mana to do Wrathful Red Dragon, Blasphemous Act for 1, dealing 13 an opponent and like wiping the board seems cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so the next turn we draw Rogue's Passage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 mana. That's a good spot to be. I wish it was 8.
Because then you could Boros Charm. No, you wouldn't be able to Boros Charm. You don't have enough
Well,
red
because I'd like to
sources.
be able to play Jared and the Red Dragon
Oh.
and then set
And
ourselves up to get Monarch the next turn and then Blasphemous Act or Starstorm. But potentially this turn we just do this. Wrathful. Just,
we wouldn't be able to. We only have 2 red sources. We need 3.
oh, that's disappointing.
I think I would probably run out Jared and cycle the Starstorm.
Okay, let's cycle it first and then play Jared. Next turn, draw. So yeah, oh, now we have another red source. We can play this, we can get the Monarch back, and then we can Blasphemous Act.
Yeah. Now Jared is huge, and we've done 13 to someone's face.
Yeah, 13 someone's face. Jared is huge. We got this Boros Charm to protect him or give him. Oh yeah, next turn we can Boros Charm, double strike Jared and kill somebody. So it feels like this will give us some card draw in the future. We did run a little bit out of cards, but also we ramped super hard, so it's kind of expected we burn
Well,
through
we just
cards.
never had a card draw engine was the issue.
Yeah, and these two were coming up, Charred Foyer and Welcoming Vampire, so we had a draw engine on our way. This is too many lands, I think.
Yeah.
This is 2 lands and a really bad curve. I would go down to 6 on this one.
Mm-hmm. It's 1 land.
Oh, it's 1 land.
You can get to 2.
Let's put Repercussion on the bottom. Let's try.
I don't think we can draw a better. Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, because now we can go nuts. Oh, technically we don't have green mana.
We do not. We can run out the Boros Reckoner, which is cool.
Talisman Unity, 3 visits. Okay, so we recovered. That was a little bit of luck, though.
But I think, broadly speaking, it is doing what it is supposed to do.
Yeah, I think this deck makes more sense to me in terms of it's clear what it's meant to be doing. I think the starting form of the deck, like the player said, didn't have enough ramp or draw and was maybe doing too many things, especially with all the tutors and stuff. All right, we will declare that deck fixed.
And we did it for $500, kind of like right at the mark.
Oh yeah, 501.57. We can cut some basics to get down to 500. All right, cool. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully You had a good time. Now, how do I actually stop the stream?
That's a great question.